This conference will now be recorded.
All right, so today is Wednesday, January 22nd, and as always, everything that we're going to be talking about today is for educational purposes only, and nothing is intended as any type of investment advice. All right, so first thing that kind of jumps out this morning, we can see Netflix and Tesla, some really big names out there. But some, few things that we're actually going to be looking at because obviously those are very expensive. First thing I'm going to be looking at is mRNA. So, not the prettiest looking stock this morning yet, but one thing that I just love about it is that pretty much the entire morning so far, any of the prints that have came out have been pretty much selling prints. So when we see something like this, just remember a lot of times you don't get that great pull up first because there's just no buying. There's no actual riders coming in that need to make money. You have a one print here at 2250 on the ass side of things, but that's just not really enough, for any type of, substantial pullback up here. But overall, we can see 23, it's making its money right now. In order for us to be able to continue down on, past 2250, we need to see some new selling. We just don't really have it out there. There's enough at 23 and, kind of underneath to get us a little bit underneath that 2250, but we still need to see more. So in order for us to really see, to expect this to continue down to at least that 22 level, need to see some type of prints coming in there. So you can see, like I said, just a little bit need more, especially for our first trade of the day. Next thing looking at is SPCE. So all right, this thing has been running for quite some time. Now go out there, see if you can get short shares for it as well, because it's gonna move. It's been moving, a substantial amount compared to the 66 cents that it usually does. And as we see it get higher and closer to that 20, we know that the range is gonna continue to get bigger, especially when you have waxing volume like this. Now just be careful, okay? When you have a big volume day like that, a lot of times we end up seeing us come right back down. And there's no real great show of hand here yet, besides this 1850 that we're pulling back from now. The buying near the highs isn't that great, around that 19, even above that 19. So right now we're pretty much relying on that 1850, pull back underneath there, and then trigger back up towards there to for our long trades, to follow the buying that we saw this morning. Next thing we're looking at is GNXP. So GNXP. GNXP. GNPX. I'm reading it 17 times and I still, trading's dyslexia. All right, so coming back into here, so we can see that this morning we came in above that 2 level. Now, the one thing, if we look at the actual volume as we're coming up towards that 2, really wasn't that great. But if it lets me come back down, you can see that we still have around that 175, area. We still have a lot of buying that really did come in, and even closer, 183. So there is a little bit that's still sitting up here, not as much as obviously we would like to see. We would have loved to see 2 just get hit with a huge amount of prints, but overall, we definitely have our pullback in here. Really what we're looking for now is just, something to give us, the indication that we're going to be looking to get up there. Now, remember, without it actually having any type of print up here, what we're going to need to see enough building to show us that it's going to be able to pop up towards that double top, okay? It's just like always, if we're looking for 25 cents, make sure it's got the buying for 50. If we're looking for 50, make sure it's got that buying for $1. I was wondering why it sounded so echoey, but I had GoTo and open in 3 screens. Okay. All right, guys. And then on my side list, I have NNVC. So this is on my side list, for obvious reasons, but you know what? It took such a big hit, and one thing that I've been noticing is that, coming towards that downside, it's had a lot of covering, especially you can look over here at that 350, beautiful, beautiful burst over there. And then just, pretty much all morning, just, overall around that area, we're seeing mostly covering on those bigger prints. So when a stock goes from 850, I know it got halted and yesterday was a pretty crazy day for it, but when a stock goes down from, 850 all the way down to our low, to basically 3, for it to make a nice move, back towards that upside to get a little bit of a push into that 450, no, it's not really much for it to be able to do that. So that's really what I'm going to be looking for. It's called bottom fishing. So EXPR, looking at it before, there's nothing there. You sure you meant EXPR? Yeah, it's got great volume, don't get me wrong, but it's got to be on bigger prints or something because there's just no actual trading that's going into there. UAL, let's take a look, Roy. UAL is usually a pretty good trade. Yeah, another one. It's just It doesn't mean it's not going to move today. Again, on average, it trades at $1.40. It's just there's just nothing there for us yet. And without, right now, what we want to do is we don't want to be focused on something that doesn't really show any chance of it happening during the pre-market. We want to try to focus and scan for something that's going to give us that show of hand before the market actually opens. And both of those are just not going to give us the possibilities for that. Okay, that's just not the percentages. Yeah, garbage, pretty much. All right, guys, so let's get ready for, well, first of all, anything else out there that I missed? JNJC, I was looking at that before, and I didn't see enough. It was on it's got like the most, one of the most active trading today. Oh, beautiful selling that just came in right here. So 140, and we'll definitely put this because it's got an average of 172. We know the volume should be higher than what it usually does at about 6.2 million. Beautiful burst of selling that came in. I must have looked at it earlier, but you got 147, 147.30. Absolutely. Yeah, definitely like JNJ now. And fuel cell, I was looking at fuel cell before. I don't see anything that I could possibly, I mean, it's like we're going to continue short, to be honest. I'll put it on our side list. It's going to be interesting to watch. It's got all the characteristics of something. I just don't see any possibility of going back up, and a lot of people aren't going to be able to really do much, with it on the short share side of things. But I'll put it on our side list. Yes, so the goal of our social media, I put it out there yesterday, and as we input where it goes, there's some pretty cool things you could do at 10,000. So I'm going to ask everybody in here for help to go out there and just spread the word. Obviously, if you don't believe in it, then don't do it. But if you're sitting in this meeting right now, I'd have to assume that most of you understand that this is life changing for a lot of people. So we're going to try to get that out this year to as many people as possible. Beautiful. I appreciate that. All right, guys, let's get ready for our morning class. Link will be sent out in the next few minutes, and I will talk to everyone in the chat. Happy trading.